All right, so it's 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific. Let's get this started. Should be done in about an hour, as I had said before. So, lately I have been to several trade shows, and one of the biggest questions that I get there from our business owners is, how do we get more business from our website? Or we're not generating any leads from internet. Most of the business is coming through relationships with insurance adjusters and so forth. So my goal here is today to show you what works on internet as far as it's related to your websites. And I'll get into pay-per-click marketing just a little bit, not much, because in about 2 to 3 weeks from now, I'll be doing another webinar exclusively for Google AdWords for pay-per-click marketing, so don't forget to join me then. This is more about websites. You need to have a few elements, certain things in your website before you actually should drive traffic to it. So let's dive straight in here. A little bit about me. If you haven't been to any of my webinars or workshops before, my background is in sales. I used to have designer perfume stores in Wisconsin and most major malls. I did business-to-business trade shows in Chicago, New Orleans, Vegas, Memphis, Gatlinburg, and a few other cities. And we had a 5,000 square feet distribution center, which was pretty big, considering we were selling really small items like perfumes. There's a lot of perfume you can really have in a 5,000 square feet warehouse. So life was good. We were growing, but then I lost it all, pretty much all of it, to internet. And what I mean by that is we were exclusively in malls, depending on mall traffic. And some of you would probably relate to this, though you may not have had stores in malls, but at some point of time, you must be depending on yellow pages, door hangers, postcard mailings, and so forth. So I'm pretty much similar. I was depending on mall traffic, and I was depending on sales coming from that traffic. But when Amazon, eBay, and these big websites got launched about 10, 12 years ago, and they started offering fragrances, designer perfumes for a lot less in prices that we couldn't match because of our overheads, we pretty much lost our business and got into huge debt. And so getting back on my feet, we designed and launched our e-commerce site, Grand Perfumes, through which we ship to 35 countries now. We have clients in Australia, Europe, South America, all over America, and so forth. And so while I moved my offline business slowly to online, there's a lot I learned. I did a lot of testing. I made a lot of mistakes. I lost a lot of money. I lost a lot of money. So once we had our perfume site, we started driving traffic to it through social media, got a lot of free traffic to the site because I didn't have any money for pay-per-click back then. And so got onto MySpace, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, got a lot of fans, followers, and so forth. And once money started to come in, I got into SEO. I was able to crack MSN's algorithm. And what I mean by that is I was able to get every single product we have, every single perfume, there's over 5,000 of them. I was able to get each and every one of them on page 1 of MSN, number 1 pretty much, page 1. So I knew how to do it. I figured it out, and so I did it for all our products. And like I said, as money started to come in, I finally got onto pay-per-click. So when we started doing well with PPC, I started speaking at seminars. I started doing workshops. I started doing I started showing business owners how I personally use internet to get sales. And so a lot of those businessmen, this is about like 9 years ago, a lot of those business owners started asking me questions and if I would help them do their campaigns. And so that's how I became a business consultant, where I started helping businesses with their websites, with their PPC marketing, and so forth. So if you were depending on all these years on, like I said, Yellow Pages, door hangers, maybe even radio or television advertising, and if that doesn't work for you anymore, I'm going to show you a few strategies that I use for my clients, and some of them who were not getting any business at all from internet now are getting, well, put it this way, they were spending maybe $2,000-3,000 a month on PPC marketing, are now spending between $30,000 to $50,000 a month on PPC marketing. So their businesses have doubled, tripled, even more in past few years. So I'll share some of those strategies with you today that I actually use with my private clients. I do speak at Totally Booked University seminars organized by Jeff Cross. He's the executive editor of Clean Facts magazine. You should check out totallybookeduniversity.com. They do have seminars 2 or 3 times a year where they actually share, the speakers there share all the latest strategies that are helping businesses grow. So maybe you want to make a note of that. I created a SEO program with about 30-35 videos for Piranha Marketing, which is founded by Joe Polish. And so all the elite members of Piranha Marketing do get access to my SEO program, which shows step by step how you can get your website on page 1 of search engines. I write for R&R and Clean Facts magazines, our industry's 2 prominent magazines, and I'm personally IICRC certified in water damage restoration, just because I wanted to know what really happens when a client of mine gets a lead or a job. What is it that they really do when they go to a job site? And I was pretty much shocked by seeing how much science goes into water damage restoration and basement water cleanup and so forth. So it also gave me ideas about what a website should have in our industry so we can get better results. Driving traffic to a site is one thing, generating leads from it is different. All right, so let's get into this advanced lead generation formula that you are here for. And if you have any questions, like I said, I'll be taking them at the end of the webinar. So here's what you need to generate more leads, clients, and customers from your website immediately. Number 1, your site should be optimized for conversions. And by that, what I mean is when you get visitors to your site, a good percentage of them should do exactly what you want them to do. If you want them to call you, if you want them to email you, they should do that. Now, not everyone that visits your website will do it, but a decent percentage of it should do it, which is what conversions are. So let's say if 100 visitors come to your site, 10 of them call you, your conversion rate or your website's conversion rate is 10%. Now you can increase your business by driving more traffic to it, or you can increase conversion rates of your site, let's say to 15% or 20%, and that's the way you can increase your business without spending more money on marketing or buying traffic or PPC and so forth. So it's more of an e-commerce term, conversions. More e-commerce sites use that terminology. And so I often get asked, Sunny, what's the conversion in our industry, in restoration, cleaning, or any service-based industry? It could be a dentist, it could be a remodeling company, and so forth. So a conversion in a service-based industry is a phone call. That's exactly what you're trying to sell from your website. You want people to come to your site and call you. So we're trying to sell a phone call. It's important that you have that kind of mindset, so when you build a site or when you have a site built or anything that's related to your site, you should keep that in mind, that end of the day you should get calls from your site. That's the end goal. That's the end result. So you're trying to sell a phone call, a text, or maybe an email through contact form where someone might email you and ask you for, hey, are you available next Tuesday? What are your prices? Do you accept insurance? And so forth. So that would be also a conversion. Okay, so have that in mind when you have a website and driving traffic to it, how many conversions you have, and I'm going to show you now how we can increase them. All right, so first thing first, in today's world, your site needs to be responsive. Many business owners know this. They still don't do anything about it. I often see websites, even today, that are not responsive. Now, by responsive, what I mean is a site should look perfect in a desktop, laptop, iPad, or a tablet, and a smartphone, which can be an iPhone, an Android, or anything else out there. With too many screen sizes, it's important that your site looks perfect in all of them. Some people are using their laptops. Some people are using giant desktops now. I have one which, a 32-inch monitor. Most of my team members in our office have 27-inch monitors, so they're big screens. And then, of course, these different sizes of iPhones and iPads and, Amazon Kindle and so forth. Basically, your site should adapt to the screen size. Whatever size a person opens your site in, it should be optimized. It should be perfect. They should not have to increase the size of the font or decrease it to read and so forth. It has to be conversion friendly and optimized in every single screen size. The other thing, your site, especially when it's seen through mobile devices, should not only be just a high conversion site, but it should also have a one-touch call button. Now what I mean by that is, let's say someone finds your site at 3 in the morning. Maybe they found it through pay-per-click, maybe they found it through SEO, social media. They go to your site. It's an emergency situation where they have a basement that's being flooded or there's water leaking into the basement. 3 in the morning, they want to reach out to you. Or maybe there's a storm in the area and there's no electricity. So 3 in the morning, they want to reach out to you, or any time for that matter. Firstly, your phone number should be available on every single page of your site. So maybe they see the phone number, but then now they have to open their keypad, remember the phone number, and dial it in. It's not an easy thing to do. Instead, if you have a button in your website that your prospects can just tap on, click on, and it calls you directly, it makes it really, really simple for them to reach out to you. So all they have to do is click here and their phone will directly call you. They don't have to memorize a number. They don't have to open a keypad and enter the phone number and so forth. So this is something that can be done on most sites. Even if your site is not a responsive site, we can still do it. We've done it for several companies. So it's doable. Maybe you can check with your website designer or us. And I'll get into that later. But the point here is, you should have, your mobile site should have one-touch call buttons where people don't have to memorize a number to reach you. They should be able to simply press on the button, click on the button, and call you. And go check your competitors' websites. See if they have that. If they don't have those buttons, and if you do, you're already ahead of your competition. One site that you can visit live right now maybe is my own blog, which is sonnyahuja.com. It's SONNYAHUJA.com. And you'll see I have that call button too. So it helps us get more conversions. Number 3, please have independent landing pages for each service you provide. I still see and come across many websites that would have one page on which they will describe 7 different services or all of their services with maybe one paragraph each. If you're trying to sell, let's say, a flood job, a water restoration job, which could be $10, $20, $50,000, maybe more, one paragraph will not be able to do that. If you provide any other services, rug cleaning, rug repair, carpet cleaning, HVAC, upholstery cleaning, any of those, you must have a separate landing page for each of those services. Now, it increases your conversions from your website, which means if you're buying traffic, let's say pay-per-click, when the visitors go to those landing pages, they convert more often. If you do social media marketing, if you do search engine optimization, or anything else for that matter, when people go to your website, when your prospects visit your site, and they're able to read every single service you provide in detail, it's easier for them to become your customers versus otherwise. Plus it has other benefits too, but I will not get into that. So you must have independent landing pages for each of the service you provide. Offer something for free. Free is still a word that gets attention and increases conversions. On e-commerce sites, one of the biggest phrase that they use is free shipping. Companies can offer 10% off, 20% off, 30% off, doesn't matter. But the moment you see free shipping, the conversions increase. Same thing in our industry. Free room cleaning, free mold inspection, free consultation, report, free estimates always gets attention. I say even add free estimates to your PPC marketing. I see conversions go up, the CTR go up when we add free estimates to Google Ads. So free gets attention all the time. If you are offering something for free on your site, that will definitely increase conversions. And like I said, maybe buy 3 room cleaning, get 1 free, and so forth. Now, this is a big one now. With the amount of competition that's increasing online, and Google is coming up with newer algorithms where they just want to showcase sites that are user-friendly and that load in like split seconds. Google's main focus is to give its users a great experience. And so initially, about 4 or 5 years ago, sites that would take 6-7 seconds to load were on page 1. Then it came down to 5 seconds. Now it's almost 2 seconds. So your website must load within 2 to 3 seconds. Otherwise, it will not rank on page 1 of search engines, especially Google. And for that reason, now they have their own tool where you can go and test your website with testmysite.withgoogle.com. Again, it's testmysite.withgoogle.com. And what you do is fairly simple. You go to that URL, enter your website. Google will run its algorithm and give you a report, email you a report in a few minutes, and that's a complete report that'll show how your site looks or performs in desktops and mobile devices. Now, your site may be perfect in desktops, but you may get surprised to see that it does not do that well in mobile devices. Not only that, Google will also send you recommendations how it can be improved, how your site can load faster, and so forth. So it's not just they'll give you a score from between 0 and 100. It's not just that you get a score and they tell you what's wrong with it. They also show you how to fix it, step by step actually, which makes it easier. In that case, you can simply take their report, give it to your webmaster, and they should be able to fix it for you. So this is something that Google is offering currently. It was launched recently. It's a free tool, testmysite.withgoogle.com. Make sure you take advantage of it. Well, one way you can increase loading time for your site is by not having it on a shared server or a server with thousands and thousands of other sites. So maybe you want to call your hosting company and sign up for a better plan if your site doesn't load that fast. And then of course, there's other things you can do like reduce image sizes and so forth, which Google should send you in the report. But if it still doesn't work, then you definitely need to call your hosting company and change your plan. Move up a level and sign up for the next level they offer. A contact number. Again, I've said this before, I'm saying it again. A lot of times it's tough to find a phone number on a website. One, it's only written on the Contact Us page or About Us page. And two, when you go there, it's still not easy to find. It's written in a small font between 2 or 3 paragraphs. So you don't want to do that anymore. What you're essentially doing is, if the phone number on your website is just on the Contact Us page, you're essentially making your prospects to work hard to reach you, to find your contact information. Instead, you should have the phone number in the header, the footer, and the web copy of your website. It's very important you do that, because at any point when a prospect decides to call you, the number should be right there in front of them. It shouldn't take them 2, 3, 4 minutes to find the number and then call you. So it's fairly simple. Add your main phone number in the header, in the footer, and even during the copy of your website. That helps you increase conversions, which means now you can buy more traffic for your site. And last but not least, video demonstration is huge. With your videos, you can show your process. Step 1, step 2, how you do upholstery cleaning. In this case, there's a video that I found on YouTube from a company where they show their processes. They show how they dry basements, how they do upholstery cleaning, how they do carpet cleaning, and so forth. The products that they use, the chemicals they use, how they spray it, and so forth. You can show your awards. Testimonials are huge, especially when they're in video, because people can write fake testimonials, or businesses can have fake testimonials on their websites, but not a fake video. So if you have videos on your site, that definitely increases conversion rate. Videos are the future for sales, for demonstration. The good thing about them now, they are also optimized for different screen sizes. So if you shoot a video, put it on YouTube, You don't need to worry about the player size and such things anymore like we had to a few years ago. YouTube will optimize the size automatically. If the video is, if your site is open in an iPhone, let's say, or a smartphone, people will still be able to watch the video, and if they are on your site in a desktop, they would still be able to watch the video. So it's important that these videos you upload on sites like YouTube that are optimized for different screen sizes. Now, if you go with a private company, make sure their videos, their players are optimized for smartphones too. Otherwise, sometimes the videos don't play in smartphones, or they take the entire screen and so forth. So you just want to make sure that the videos that you're uploading to that particular site is optimized for mobile screen sizes. So these were a few tactics that if few strategies that if you do with your website, it should increase conversions. And once the conversions increase, once you get more leads from your current traffic, that's when you get into buying more traffic, because if you spend X amount of dollars on buying traffic with a high conversion rate, you will get a better ROI or a positive ROI versus if you have no conversions or a very small percentage of conversions. So that was more like how you can get conversions from your site. It improves your call volume and so forth. Now, I'm going to show you here another strategy that works well once the site is optimized for conversions. With our industry, the cost per click is really high. It can be $20, $30, $40 a click. And although there are companies that are doing it, still getting a positive ROI. That's why there are, when you go to Google, you see so many companies marketing. There's also some advanced strategies where the traffic is not so expensive. And so I'm going to show you 4 uncommon strategies used by top companies to drive prospects to their websites for less than 25 cents per click. The idea here is if you have smaller budgets, or even if you have larger budgets, this is a great way to drive traffic to your site. Number 1, remarketing. So remarketing is a practice of serving ads to users based on prior engagement. You may have noticed when you go to Amazon and you look for a product, and then you start surfing the net, that particular product and Amazon, they start to show up everywhere. If you're on CNN, if you're on Forbes, if you are on any other site, you will start seeing that particular item pop up everywhere. So what's really happened is when you visit these companies or these sites, through Google AdWords, they drop a cookie in your browser. And so now when you are net surfing, based upon which sites you visited, Google is able to show you ads accordingly. So the benefit of that is you went to Google, or you went to Amazon, you looked for a product, maybe you didn't buy it, you left Amazon, went to other sites, now that product starts to follow you around, or that particular service that you may be looking for starts to follow you around. So when it's following you around, you can't get it out of your mind. This is a very powerful strategy. It reduces the sales cycle, it increases conversions, you get more, it's easy to even close more sales based upon remarketing. And so I'll show you a few screenshots. And the biggest benefit of remarketing is when you are online. Let me see if I can do that. So here we are online. Let's say if we go to weather.com. And as the site loads, you'll start seeing some ads showing up on the website. It's a little slow here because I'm doing this webinar most likely, and so a lot of bandwidth is being used, but here's an ad for Ameritrade. And that's because I was on their website recently, so they are doing remarketing now. Here's an ad for Regus. One of my offices is with Regus, and so I was on their website. That's why I'm seeing that ad. So these companies who are trying to remarket to me, that's one thing. The main thing here is, as I see this ad, it doesn't cost them anything. Only when I click on the ad, Google will charge them a fee. So that's very powerful. If you see these ads, or if you run remarketing ads and your prospects see those ads over and over, and if that doesn't cost you anything, that's pretty powerful. You can get hundreds and thousands of ads, and it will not. You can get hundreds and thousands of impressions, and it will not cost you anything. Only when someone clicks on your ad, you pay Google a small fee, which could be as low as 10 cents, 20 cents, and so forth. So you're able to build a brand for pennies on the dollar. People who visit your site in your area when they're net surfing, they're able to see your remarketing ads, and when they're seeing your remarketing ads for pretty much $50 a month that you're spending, it's a great way to build a brand, or build your brand rather. Similar audience. This is another strategy that works really well. What Google does is, when you have a remarketing audience, so let's say how that works is, I'll tell you. So let's say you add remarketing tag to your website, and then over a period of time, there's, let's say, 500 people or browsers that have been cookied by Google. When you have that, when you have that list, Google will run its algorithm and give you a list, another list, with a lot more people in it, and it'll say, if you want, you can market to that list. In other words, the similarities between your prospects is something that Google knows and understands, and it creates a list and gives it to you and say, hey, you know, these are people that are similar to your audience. These are the people who are similar to the ones that visited your site. Would you like to market to them? And again, the cost per click to these is 25 cents, less or more a little bit, but it's a very powerful strategy. Most companies that I have audited their AdWords accounts are not doing this. I'll show you some screenshots in a bit, but this is a very powerful strategy that brings prospects to your website for a few $100s a month, and it can potentially get you hundreds and thousands of impressions in your area, which again is helping you build a brand locally. The third advanced strategy not used by most companies is marketing to in-market audience. So in-market audience is where people in your area are in market, which means they're on Google actively looking for services you provide. For example, if someone goes to Google in your area and they Google carpet cleaning company or flood restoration company or upholstery cleaning, now they may or may not go to your site. Let's say they did not go to your website because they didn't find your ad, or your site did not rank on page 1 at the time under that key phrase. They visited maybe your competitor's site. So we don't know who those people are, but Google knows. Google knows who is searching for exactly which key phrase. So if someone searches for carpet cleaning, they're technically in market looking for a carpet cleaner. And if you are running ads for carpet cleaning or carpet cleaning experts and so forth, Google will start showing your ads to those people. If you do HVAC, upholstery, duct cleaning, same thing. If someone in your area goes to Google and searches for duct cleaning company or water damage restoration and you're running display ads, it has to be display ads. So if you're running display ads, Google will start showing your ads to that particular audience. Again, that's a very, very powerful strategy because you're reaching out to people who are already looking for services you provide for pennies on the dollar, maybe 25 cents a click or somewhere around that region. Now, customer match is again something I haven't heard anyone in our industry doing it. I do it with my clients or for my clients, but what this does is, or what Google allows you is, let's say you've been in business 5 years or 10 years or 20 years, and in past 5 or 10 years you have collected emails of your client base. What you can do is upload that email list. Let's say you have 5,000 emails in your database of your current and past customers. You can upload that to Google in your AdWords account and market to them. You specifically market to your current and past clients. The conversion rates from these campaigns are higher. The cost per click again is somewhere between 25 to maybe 30-40 cents a click, which is really, really small. Plus, it's a great way to stay in front of your current and past customers and build a brand. So any of your customer who has a Google account, if they're on YouTube, they'll see your ad. If they're in Gmail, they'll see your ad. If they're on Google's partner sites, they'll see your ad. Very, very powerful strategy and very inexpensive. Might spend $100 a month or $150 a month, and that's about it. But for that small a price, you can be in front of your current and past customers. That's important. It's 6 times easier to sell to your previous client than find a new one and sell to them. So one, it's easier to sell to your previous clients or customers. Plus, it doesn't cost that much. It's a very powerful strategy. So if you're not doing it, once your site is conversion friendly, once it's optimized for conversions, this is something you must do. One of my clients actually bought an email list of one of his competitors who was going out of business. And so we also market to not only his customer base, but his competitor's customer base. So you can buy email lists. You cannot send them emails, which is against FTC guidelines, but you can always use that email list in your Google audience and market to those people. So it's slightly different than what you would do with an email list, but it works. It can also be done in Facebook, but that's a whole different thing. So I'll explain that next time in Facebook marketing or pay-per-click marketing. But this is a strategy, if you're not doing, you must look into, especially if you have a database of 1,000, 2,000, or a few thousand emails. And once again, once you upload your email list to Google, let's say it has 5,000 emails, Google will then run its magic and give you a similar audience list, which could be 100,000 or 300,000, a huge number. And then using that list, you can market to those people. Very, very powerful strategy. So here's remarketing. When you, like I just showed you, if you go on CNN, Forbes, any of Google's millions and millions of partner sites, you see ads following you around. These are my own ads. Of course, I can't use any of my competitors or my clients, so I'm using my own to show you. But the idea here is you have remarketing ads following you around. And here's an example of the list or the audience that we build with remarketing from a client. So their original list has 18,000 browsers that have been cookied. So we can market to these 18,000 people anytime we want to with any offer we want to. Let's say if this company does upholstery, carpet cleaning, then with Easter coming, we can have a special offer for Easter. Buy 3 rooms, get 1 free, or any offer really. So we can market to these 18,000, but then Google also gave us another list, which is similar to the one that we created, that has up to between 50 to 100,000 reach. So now we are also marketing to these particular people. Now this is a strictly water restoration company, so their cost per lead is high, but I'll give you an idea here. Doing remarketing from our own list, the cost per lead is $60, which is low for a water restoration industry. They usually pay a lot more, $300-400 per lead to lead generation companies. But here we are doing at $60 a lead. But then if we use Google's list, which is similar audience or lookalike audience, our cost per lead is half. Instead of $60, it's only $27. So we are generating leads for less from Google's list versus our own list. Their list is so powerful. Again, if you're not doing it, this is something very important and very inexpensive. The average cost per click, 20 cents, 30 cents. Very, very small amount of money for a business, 20, 30 cents a click. That's something we used to do 6-7 years ago on Google. Now it's tough in any market, but this is one way to do it. So those were a few strategies to drive inexpensive traffic to your site once it's conversion friendly. Of course, there's a whole pay-per-click thing where you go to search, Google search, and you look for water damage restoration company and so forth. And that's something I will be talking in the next webinar in about 3 weeks from now, where it'll be the entire 1 hour would be on Google AdWords and how to get or generate leads from Google. Once we have traffic coming to the site, we definitely need to track conversions, because if you're not doing so, we have no idea what's working and what's not. So if you're not tracking conversions, you're like this guy. You have no idea which way to go, which means you don't know what's working in your business in terms of marketing. You don't know what's not working. And so you don't know what to enhance, what to work with, what to let go, and so on. So there's different kinds of conversions that you can track. I'll show you a couple here called conversions based on the source. Very, very important. Actually, let me take you to a live. So here I am in one of my clients' account tracking conversions for him. They're based in Los Angeles. And so this is for last 30 days. They got 336 phone calls since February 15th. And here we are able to see how many of those calls are coming through Google paid, organic. So this is pay-per-click marketing. This is search engine optimization. Direct, which means someone went to their website and called directly. So that could be through a postcard or word of mouth and so on. So we can see how these calls are being generated. Now we can also see if people are using their mobile devices or desktops. If you see more calls coming in from mobile devices, which means the conversions are higher from smartphones or from mobile marketing, maybe that's where we need to spend more money and get even more phone calls. Or maybe we need to focus more on desktop and bring that up to par with mobile. See, there's different ways we can look at it, but at least we need to know what's working and what's not working. We spend X amount of dollars on PPC and X amount on SEO. We know exactly how many calls end of the month came from PPC, how many came from SEO. Once you know that, you can enhance your campaigns, your marketing, You spend money accordingly. If you're getting better results from Yahoo versus Google, you spend more money on Yahoo and so forth. So it's important that you know how these call conversions are coming in, how these calls are coming in. And a lot of my clients tell me, Sunny, you know, we ask our customers, how did they hear about us? I get that. You probably have a form where you write, this particular lead came from internet or website, and this one came from referral, and so on. But they'll not tell you if they were on Google or Yahoo or Bing. Most likely the answer is, I found you on internet. And that's what you write down, internet lead. Internet is huge. Did they come from Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google, Yahoo, Bing, SEO, PPC? You have to know that stuff to grow. So call conversions is important. If you're not doing it, I would highly recommend you track calls that are coming in through your website so you can enhance your marketing. Call conversions from landing pages. Again, this is important. See, here's his screenshot of our client where we can see which landing pages are generating calls. So if your website, let's say, have 7 pages, carpet, rug repair, rug cleaning, upholstery, HVAC, water damage, and so forth, with this kind of tracking, you'll be able to see which pages generate phone calls and which ones don't. So the ones that are not generating any calls, is it because you're not driving any traffic to those pages, or is it because the pages are not conversion friendly? Why is flood damage generating more calls than your other pages? So again, it's an important thing to know when you want to grow your business using your website or internet marketing. With call conversions, you can see key phrases that are generating calls, like right here. Flood cleanup, these are the key phrases that people Googled. They came to this landing page, and you can see if they were desktop or mobile calls. So very important to know what's working and what's not working in your internet marketing or in your business. So I do have a special offer today, and then I'll take your calls. I do have a special offer where the one-touch call button that I just mentioned, we usually charge $497 to do those, to develop those call buttons to sites. With today's special offer, it's only 97 bucks. So for $97, you can have a one-touch call button to your site. Now, 90% of sites we can add it to. There's probably about 10% that we can't. So for that, you will have to get in touch with my head developer. He'll take a look at your site and let you know, and I'll give you his contact information. But if you get even one extra job, this pays for itself. It's one of the fastest ways to increase call volume from your mobile website. So people can just go to your site. All they have to do is simply click on that one button, and it'll call you directly from their phone. Like I said, we charge $497 to do it. We have a special offer today for $97. You can go to my blog, sunnyahuja.com, and check it in real time. See how you like it. You can go to different pages on my site. That button does not change. It stays there. And so it's a pretty much no-brainer. And like I said, $97 today. Here's the contact information. You can call our office and ask for Vivek. That's V-I-V-E-K. Or you can email him directly. Just email him your website link, your name, your company name, your contact information, so he can take a look at your site and see if that can be added, and then he'll respond to you in 48 hours. So he'll let you know if we can add the button or not, and if we can, then he'll probably talk to you and get the backend login information, login and password, so we can add the button. So again, the idea here is that it helps you get more calls immediately. there are any questions here. You can always ask questions in the question box on the right side. Phil wants to know, do you make videos? Hey Phil, no we don't. We don't make videos. We may be doing that in the near future, but not right now. And if you're talking about the video example that I showed you from YouTube, you really don't need to hire a company to do that. You really shouldn't. The best way to do it is use your own smartphone for those for shooting those videos, like an iPhone 7 and so forth. They have really good cameras. You just go to a job site, you explain your process, and shoot it with a simple smartphone. You don't need to spend $10,000, $20,000 in buying video equipment and shooting professional videos. You don't need to do that. Just use your smartphone or a good smartphone, and that's good enough. What you can do is, if you're standing far from your phone, get cordless mics from Amazon for your phone. I guess they are available for 20, 30 bucks, a decent one, maybe slightly more money. And the cordless one maybe a little more. The ones with the cord are about 20, 30 bucks. The other ones maybe $50, $60. You'll have to look into it. But go to Amazon, order a cordless mic for your smartphone and use it to make videos. Videos will help you with SEO. Your site will rank high. And videos will help you with conversions. Joe says, explain remarketing. Hi, Joe. Remarketing is, all right, so let me go back. So let's say I was on Ameritrade. And as I'm browsing this site, it drops a cookie in my browser. Now, when I would net surf, like I was here checking weather for my clients, I have clients, so I have all these places where my water restoration clients are, so I usually keep a check on if it's raining there, if it's going to snow, and so on. So while I'm on this site, this ad starts to follow me with a special offer. So as I'm browsing, as I'm scrolling the pages, I see this ad. If I go to a different page, let's see if I click on Alpharetta, which is where I live. Maybe I'm checking the local weather, or your prospects are checking your local weather. They will be able to see your company's ads if they were on your website and if you do remarketing campaigns. See, now my own ad showed up because I was on my own blog. If you may see this ad once in a while if you've been to any of my websites. Here's another one. So this is remarketing. Because I was on sunnyahuja.com, I'm seeing this ad. And because I was on Ameritrade, I was seeing the ads for Ameritrade right here. So this is, and right now I'm seeing this ad for Ameritrade. It's not costing them anything. When my prospects, they see my ad, it doesn't cost me anything. Only when you click on it, it'll cost them. So if you're running remarketing campaigns, only when your prospects will click on your ad, it'll cost you, like I said, maybe 25 cents. But then the good thing is, if they've clicked on your ad, there must be a reason. Maybe they're ready to start working with you. Maybe they're ready to hire you. So it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing that they clicked on your ad. So you're building a brand locally with a lot of impressions for pretty much a very small amount of money. Do you build websites? Hi, Randy. Yes, we do. We do build websites. We We specialize in it actually. We've exclusively built sites for water restoration and carpet or cleaning industry. The sites that we build rank high in search engines because we know what works. The language that we use is conversion friendly. The design that we use is conversion friendly. So yes, we do know what works in terms of conversions, and those are the elements we make sure our sites have, or the sites that we build. But that is something you can call our office and speak to Vivek about. It's 770-872-8115, or you can email him directly at vivek@killeronline.com. And so that's pretty much about an hour, which is what I had promised for. We'll keep this under an hour, not too long, like some of my previous webinars, which were about 2 hours long. So send me an email. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions in the future, feel free to contact us, call us, email us. And don't forget, we do have a special today where you can get this one-touch call button on your website for only $97. Can't beat that. This is a special offer until the end of the month. So, take advantage of it. And after that, it'll be $497 to add the same button to your website. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining me. And I'll see you in a few days from now at the next webinar, which will be on pay-per-click marketing. Thank you, and have a great day.